I know my doubt might grow this way. Lipo, I won't fly low. I launch silo. Look at the sky glow. You'll see bino. I'll be on my way. Hey, I will not decay. Hey, I fight, not afraid. Hey, bobbin, weave, crochet. Hey, I feel unstoppable, yeah. We keep on growing like tropical, yeah. This world is cold like a popsicle, yeah. But we jump right over the obstacle, yeah. All the way up, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up. All the way up, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up. Elevate, 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 yeah. Foot on the gas, we accelerate, yeah. I got the power, we delegate, yeah. We made it out, now we celebrate, yeah. I want the dub that's fanatical, yeah. I took some steps that was practical, yeah. Militant mind that is tactical, yeah. We keep on going botanical, yeah. Came out the sewer like a ninja turtle. Had to go switch up my circle, yeah. I left a mess like I'm Urkel. Had to go make it right over the hurdle. I faced sometimes that was hurtful. Stuck on the wheel like a gerbil. Coming in hot like it's thermal. Facts. We keep it popping like Colonel. Facts. Soar like an eagle, bring all of my people. Those times was lethal, your health like a beetle. Went deep like a needle, yeah, I was so feeble. Now we go forward like a diesel. I found purpose that was due to rain. Now I tell my story cause I grew through pain. I am not the same, got a new brain. We press forward like a choo-choo train. All the way up, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up. All the way up, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up. Up, 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 up. All the way up, all the way up. All the way up. Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up.
Fumble a bag, now I will not fumble a bag. Fumble a bag, now I will not fumble a bag. Act like you know how this goes.
better run when you hear that. I said it.
Run when you hear that. I said it. You better run. I said it. Run when you hear that. Run when you hear that. You better run. I said it. Run when you hear that.
A mainstay in the district championship at Lexington revives itself yet again with Richland County rivals Madison and Ontario meeting for the 6th time in 7 years to determine who will advance into the regionals. It's been the Lady Rams punching their ticket the last 5 meetings, but the top-seeded Lady Warriors feel like this is their time to shine. It's live and free tournament soccer coming at you next.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
It's back!
Our prices are really sweet. You'll save big all October. Don't delay, just hurry.
To Spitzer Jeep Ram Mansfield, where every vehicle on our lot is Panda priced up to $5K off MSRP, even on new Ram 1500s during Ram Power Days. Scan the QR code now and sink your teeth into these sweet deals today.
Don't be scared, come and save.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
Halloween.
Well, the matchup that we've all come accustomed to seeing in the district final presents itself yet again. Madison and Ontario are competing for the district crown today. Good afternoon, everybody. I am Brian Skowronski. I've got Chris Laux with me here today, and these two teams seem to compete just about every single season here on this level, Chris, and here they are the sixth time in 7 years.
Yes, they're back again, and we'll see what this one turns out there. Definitely Madison has had the run in the last 5 years, I believe, right? And I know the Taylor Huff years were obviously very good for them. And so we'll see if Ontario can break that streak. I know they've been here, 15 years now?
15 in a row.
Wow.
Unbelievable, dating back to when Ontario was a Division III program. Let's take a look, though, at the Madison Lady Rams. They stumbled just a bit down the stretch in the regular season, but they have had plenty of quality wins, including a beatdown of Ontario on September 18th. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought we were looking. I thought we were going for announcements here. I'm sorry that we're.
We'll go ahead and pause for a moment for the playing of our national anthem. Here comes the Star Spangled Banner. So as we get ready for tournament action, I had a chance to catch up with the longtime head coach of the Ontario Lady Warriors, Larry Atkinson. We'll see what he had to say about his reign here in the district championship and this season in particular. I've got head coach Larry Atkinson of the Ontario Lady Warriors now in year number 18, and this is your 15th consecutive trip to a district championship match, Larry. So a lot of tournament experience for you. How do you feel like you've grown as a coach and gotten a little bit more comfortable during playoff season?
Well, it's, I don't want to say it's an expectation, but, we work hard in the off season and during the season to make our schedule tough enough to where it prepares us for games like we're going to play today.
And for you, every single team is going to be a little bit different. What has made this one special in their own unique right, getting 15 wins?
Well, we're very young, which is a plus for us to get, 15 wins with as young as we are. But, we've got some great senior leaders, great upperclassmen that have helped the underclassmen, gel and get comfortable playing at the level that we play at.
It seems like just about every single season lately we're getting Madison versus Ontario in this game. It's becoming a rivalry for sure here in the district championship level. What do you think this means in this area, these two teams going head-to-head?
Well, I think you look at the four teams that were in the district, when you look at Clear Fork, you look at Lexington, you look at Madison, you look at us, it's every year we're in it, and any one of us could advance at any time. It's a brutal battle when we get to our district. We look at the other districts and we look at ours as being one of the toughest districts around. So, it's hard to come out of this, No matter how good you are on paper and how good you played during the season, it comes down to this game, comes down to 80 minutes, and who can take advantage of situations and put the ball in the net.
Lastly, Nevaeah Lewis, obviously she's a game changer. Any specific game plan for her? Do you have to man mark her, or do you just go out and kind of play Warrior soccer?
we're going to try a few different things. I mean, we're going to man mark her a little bit. We're going to put different people on her, but you know, at the end of the day, we just can't let her get behind us. You know, that's where she can hurt you. She's a heck of a player. You know, she's proven that. She had 4 great goals against us in the regular season, and you know, hopefully we don't allow that today.
All right, good luck to you today, Coach. So you heard from Larry there, and the goal today is to try to shut down that young lady from scoring a bunch of goals. Miss Nevaeah Lewis, I mean, she really does strike fear in the heart of all of her opponents. She's got game-changing speed. Obviously, Chris, you know better than most. I mean, what this young lady just did in the semifinals and what she did to Ontario in the regular season, she's a special type of talent.
Absolutely, absolutely. She's a game changer. You know, when she's on and she's motivated to play, I mean, she definitely is one of those game-changing players. I mean, there's lots of good players on the field today. I mean, but there's only a few game changers, and Nevaeah is one of those.
Let's take a look at Nevaeah Lewis's numbers from this season and for her career. 3-year starter for them, a state champion, of course. A couple of goals in the state championship game back in 2020. Unbelievable career so far for her. 71 goals, and definitely expecting her to have a huge impact here today. On the other side, the opponent, the Ontario Lady Warriors, a fixture in the district final, but they have not advanced into the regional since 2016. Could be maybe their best shot that they've had, though, in a while. A loaded group of talent, but pretty young, though.
Yes, but those 2 sophomores, Addi Pittman and Hattie Yugovich, are definitely dynamite, and those are the ones that be to watch today. I think our keys of the day are going to be keeping an eye on those super softs. So.
Yeah, let's take a look at them, and I would argue maybe the best duo that we have in all of North Central Ohio as just sophomores. 55 goals complete between them, and you look at their careers, they're just in their second seasons, Larry, or I'm sorry, Chris, and 121 goals, man.
Oh, my
Stupid.
goodness. That is, my goodness. No, I mean, if you can get, that looks like they're on pace for 100 goals each, you know, in their 4-year career, and that's impressive. You can get to 100 goals in a career, so.
All right, let's take a look at the keys to victory presented by Baker's Collision Repair. And I got to go with the counter strike for the Madison Lady Rams. Nevaeah killed them in the regular season. 4 goals. We'll see if she can do it again today.
Yep, and on the other side, you got to control the softs. So if Madison's going to have a chance today, they're going to have to control Hattie and Addi.
And on the other side for Ontario, for the top seed to advance and get on to the regional, I think you got to mark her. She's obviously the #1 weapon, and you look at the statistics for the team. She's got 24 goals. Nobody else has more than 7. You just can't let her beat you.
No, and it's interesting. I think, you know, I'm not sure. I didn't know much about the game when they played her in the regular season. I'm not sure if they man-marked her, but I think we could probably look for that in today's game.
So that'll wrap up our Baker's Collision Repair pregame show as we are underway here. And it's Ontario with the first couple of touches before it's going to be cleared out of bounds here by Madison on the back line. And we will hear from their senior captain, Natalie Beck, at halftime. It's crazy to think that this is her last season, and here she is, her first touch of the match.
And that's what you can look for right there. You know, coming out of the middle, or even out of the back. They're going to look for that long ball, try to find Nevaeah in space and see if she can get her some one-on-one opportunities. So,
big ball here down the near side.
Good cross.
Bolakovsky puts it into traffic, and the Rams going to put it out of danger here with Bryn Kiley.
Oh, that's a good save there.
Avoiding a corner kick opportunity.
Yes.
And Madison able to clear to the feet of Nevaeah Lewis.
We talked about one of the keys early in the game is those set pieces. And again, right there, that was an important save by, I think that was Callie Cyrus, that saved that ball off the back line to avoid a corner kick, because Ontario's excellent on those set pieces.
Great tackle on the far side again. This time it's Kirsten Swigert with the theft. And this is the most dangerous weapon in the game today. Slot it out front, see if number 30 can't catch up and try to make an unbelievable individual effort as she's done her whole career.
Who is number 8 for Ontario? Looks like that's the person they got man marking. Okay. Is that Kylie Chandler? Is that how we say that?
That's going to be her duty today.
Yes. Ooh, good cross. Dangerous area.
And the Warriors able to avoid a little bit of danger there as back comes up through the midfield. And they'll work it around now. Big cross to the middle. Second time the Rams have put it in a dangerous area. And it's just going to stay in bounds here with all the moisture in the air. The ball, it's not like the turf where it skips a little bit more.
No, exactly. But at least it's dry. I'm glad it's dry. I didn't, if we had nasty weather and rain, that would be unfair for both teams. I'm glad. I mean, the surface I'm sure is wet. But I'm glad we're having a dry day, and both these teams can can show their best on a field that's not just pouring down rain.
We saw that a few years ago in this matchup. Just an absolute downpour. Madison, I think, would come out on top in that one, 3-2, as I recall.
Yeah, talking about that game in the regular season, I was really surprised by that score. I mean, both teams are very good defensively, and there was a lot of goals scored. I think it was 5-2, 5-3? I'm trying to think.
Yeah, 5-2.
Yeah, so I don't think you're going to see that today. I think we're going to have more of a defensive struggle today.
Big shot from distance. Hendricks goes airborne, and she's got the save. Hendricks now in her senior season. Seems like she's been around for a long time.
Shot from distance.
Great
Hendricks
second
goes
look there
airborne.
on our Mechanics Bank replay. Madison's done a nice job so far of possession, creating some opportunities. And they'll set it up, bring Kylie to the outside here. She's got a few bodies tracking in the middle. And she'll send
cross.
it Lewis with the header.
Yes.
She's got the first score.
Wow.
Less than 4 minutes into the action. And Lewis puts away her 25th goal of her senior season.
She just knows how to find the ball. She knows how to find the ball, Brian. And that was a nice cross, and that's what you do. You got to send that thing into the mixer and see what happens. And Nevaeah tracked it down and headed in. And also notice when you on a shot like that too, you want to go opposite. So the keeper's tracking back, to that back post on that cross, and so you just go the other way when you head the ball.
Huge start here for the Madison Lady Rams as they taste first blood.
My experience in watching Ontario play, this is going to get them fired up. They don't drop their head, so I think you're going to see them come charging out. In fact, if anything, probably the nerves are gone. The girls are getting a little more relaxed, and sometimes being scored against, kind of gets you going. And you're not nervous. You're not trying to make the perfect play. You just get out there and react.
Still very, very early in the match, but we've not really seen Pittman or Yugovich be able to make an impact. And as I say that,
right,
here's Addi turning towards the middle of the field. Sends it deep in the corner. Bulakowski not going to get there. Cyrus will first. And Madison again finding feet, switching the field.
Yep. That's so important, Brian. You get somebody like that can make that big ball, switching the field, getting to the weak side. Everybody's on one side of the field. You want to open it up on the other side. And particularly, that's where they're going to look to find Nevaeah. So
a lot of pressure on the far side of the field here on Elena Seif. It'll be a Lady Warrior throw-in coming up. And an injured player down on the field here for Madison.
Who's down, Brian?
Wasn't able to grab a number on that. She crawled over to get off the field of play. So I wonder if they'll restart the action with her that close here to the sideline.
Yeah, they should. If she's off the field, there's no reason why.
And that's Rudy Moore, the junior defender, who was able to at least scoot herself over to the sideline. And now there's going to be a throw-in right in front of her. A lot of bodies getting tangled up over in the distance. Now here's Trammell with the cross. Headed down here by Madison. And Natalie back, able to control from the midfield. Shoots it out wide. And that'll be off the right foot of Jaden Neal. As we're 6 minutes gone by, Nevaeah Lewis already finding the back of the net.
And again, same thing. I think you're starting, like I said, I think you're starting to see Ontario kind of get into the game. You know, that first goal kind of opens them up. You know, maybe again shake the nerves. And on the opposite side, if you're Madison, the biggest thing you got to be careful of is again not to let down. And that's the easiest thing to do. It's just human nature. You've just scored. You feel like you're up. You know, you've taken a deep breath, and all of a sudden here they come. So they got to keep their intensity up if they're going to, you know, maintain this lead and add to it. So.
Throw-in will favor the Lady Rams. Looking to get to the regionals for the 6th time since 2017.
Yeah, I think the winner of this game will play the winner of Lima, Shawnee, and Salina. And I know Ontario scrimmaged Shawnee. So did we at Clear Fork. We scrimmaged them, so we have an idea of what they look like. And I think they'll come out of that game. I don't know as much about Salina this year, but Shawnee traditionally has been, you know, one of the better teams to come out of that particular district.
Saw the winner of this district last year had to go head-to-head with state number 1 Copley, and that was Lexington. Would end up falling to the eventual state champion.
Yeah, no, Copley is unbelievable. Really, the team and we wouldn't see this team. Nobody from here would see it until a regional final. But Rocky River is definitely the class coming out of the region. They're unbelievable. Again, trying to find that gap. He knows how. Who's on the outside here for Ontario? 20 or 19. Sorry.
They've got Sasha Bulakowski right now running that right wing.
Bulakowski tried to pull that defender out. He tried to shoot that gap, but the Madison defender was able to see that and step in front and make that intercept.
Cyrus off the deflection.
Oh, here we go. This is one of the keys right here. Let's see what Ontario can do with a corner.
Typically we'll have Addi Pittman play these.
It's interesting to have her take these with the left foot because it's going away from the goal. I like her on the other side because she can curl that thing into the goal, but
plays it low and into traffic, and right at Bryn Kiley, who's able to get the clearance here. As Shaw comes up from her center back position, gets a touch and a turnover. Back and forth we go here with a few giveaways. Now Kamisha with the big leg. And it tumbles right to the feet of Pittman. Chance for the Warriors. 3 girls making a run into the 18.
And we're probably a good 6 minutes now after that goal, and Ontario's pretty much had to run a play.
Goal kick for the Rams. This is Trammell winning the ball. Bad giveaway, though. Not sure who that was intended for. And we've seen Ontario, uncharacteristically, they've had a few of those so far here in the early portion of the match.
Again, looking to switch. Play to that weak side. What was that called there?
Not sure exactly what the whistle is, but it does favor Ontario. And it's going to take it back south of midfield. It'll be Maji with the kick, a little sidewinder, played by Kirshner.
Again, this is what Madison's going to try to do right here. Win that ball, play that long ball, try to find Nevaeah in space. Oh, here we go.
And Lewis wins the foot race, gets the first touch.
Ooh,
great job that time at the last possible second to knock that away by Chandler.
That's their game plan, Brian, right there. That's what they're going to look to do all day right there, is just find her in space. And actually, you know, the deeper they're into their defensive area, the more it opens up for her up top. So, again, if they can win that ball and find that quick transition long ball to her, that's actually an easier opportunity for her than if it's midfield and kind of all bunched up. Got a corner for Madison.
Kylie Cyrus got the first touch. Now she lays it middle, trying to find back, and this one's going to sail out of bounds by Kirsten Swigert. Just the second shot from Madison. We're able to capitalize on their first, of course. As we'll get a couple of substitutions on both sides. Layla Stevens into the mix here for Ontario.
I think Ontario has a shot on goal yet, do they?
They do not. Lady Warriors still searching for their offensive identity here today, as this young lady right here and their designated captain as a sophomore just really has been unavailable, has not been able to get many touches.
Well, sometimes when you play a team that plays like Madison, where they're looking to play that long ball, then you kind of get caught up in that action, and you're just, instead of running that ball through the middle with some possession, which I think the way Ontario wants to play, they get caught up kicking that ball, over top as well. And again, same thing. If Madison's playing that big long ball, they're playing it right over the midfield, and so Hattie doesn't get a chance to get involved with the play. So.
Back, give and go for Nevaeah, left foot. It's at Hendricks, spilled out. And then I think that was Kamagier came over to kind of get that out of there.
Oh.
But Madison staying on the attack.
They are.
Boy, they smell blood, don't they? Another shot, this time from distance.
Nice save.
Hendricks able to squeeze. But let's take it back to that first sequence, the give and go. This beautiful design.
Yes.
And then Shaw coming over with the left foot, beating Nevaeah to the ball.
Both keepers today, Brian, are excellent. I mean, both veterans. And I know Madison keeper the other night made some outstanding saves against Clear Fork.
Three saves already for Sarah Hendricks tonight.
Corner kick for the Rams.
Pittman will take that corner again. Again, this is I think I like her better on this side. And with that left foot, I think she can curl it in towards the goal. And if not, put it in. But again, put it right there in the front. See how the keeper plays this.
Pittman a bit better strike, back post.
Yeah, that's a great ball.
Right into the mess. So they had an opportunity there. Chris just could not capitalize as Kamagier from deep. And that'll go down as the first shot for Ontario.
Magia Shaw with a deep shot. Gathered up by Jaden Piper.
Warriors with a little bit of space. But we've seen that one too many times so far already.
Natalie Beck's done a great job kind of controlling that. And again, that was another key there. Again, trying to contain the sauce, and part of containing the sauce is not letting Hattie mix up there in the middle. So yeah, another shot high.
Yeah, Jada Neal about just a foot over the top there of the crossbar. Sixth shot now for Madison as they've been pouring it on here over these last few minutes. Battle for possession, going to be one. Big ball through the middle. Pittman on the chase.
Clearance.
Nice acceleration by Swigert to get there first. Warriors, though, will have a throw in, and they'll get it in quickly. Pittman with the left foot drives
Good
it.
hit.
And the first save by Jaden Piper.
Knocked down by Jaden Piper.
That's a little bit of that combo play from Addi and Hattie.
work so well off of one another. The Warriors, though, still trying to find some consistency on the offensive end here. We'll see if they can get some with Bulikowski.
I think we have another corner. Yep.
This will be the third for the Lady Warriors. Pittman again.
Yeah, Pittman can put it where she did last time. That was an excellent spot.
Everybody back defending for Madison. All 11 bodies basically inside the 6. I mean, this is going to be a scrum. And it's poked down by Pfeiffer.
Nice play, nice play. See if they can get a quick transition.
Jaden, the second time she's had to get her mitts on it over the last 2 minutes. As we're approaching the midway point here of half number 1. Winner will be crowned as the district champs of 2023. As we'll get substitutions on both sides. 2 fresh bodies trotting on for Madison.
Hasn't been a lot of substituting yet. Come tournament time, though, I mean, you'll play a lot of kids, you know, during the regular season, but a lot of coaches, once the tournament starts, that bench gets a little short.
Nice ball movement here by Ontario. As Addi just going to lob it.
Ooh.
Actually a lot closer than I initially thought it was going to be.
I think those are the toughest shots for, and again, when I say this, I don't mean to be chauvinistic, but for female keepers sometimes have a hard time judging that lofting ball at them. And I've seen it so many times where you get that ball that just kind of floats in there and they can't time it up right or they can't get to it to punch it out. And that is the most difficult shot for female keepers, it seems like. Yeah.
Teams trading possessions back and forth. And now the Warriors, ball to the middle of the park. They've got Bulikowski here on the near side. She's got a little bit of space. Couple of touches to the touch line. And corner kick.
No, it just went out on her goal kick.
Goal kick coming up for Madison.
The last touch was a little bit heavy. She was looking. That's again same thing. You want to try whenever possible. You want to take that ball all the way to the end line and cross that thing back at a diagonal. You know, not straight across in front of the goal where the keeper can gather and collect that up. If you can play that thing back towards the 6, between the 6 and the 18, that's a dangerous play because a lot of times your defenders have come all the way back towards the goal, and so you're basically playing the ball behind them. And if you get a late run offensively from the midfield, that shot is open so many times.
Here's back with a big ball, trying to find Lewis. And Shaw.
Notice the difference there, though, Brian. I mean, Madison wins that ball, and they want to play that first long. They want to try to find that long ball right away. You don't see it. I mean, you've seen a little bit of it, but they don't really control the ball too much with short passes in the midfield. They're not looking to build up that way. They want to play that long ball, try to find Nevaeah in space. Where Ontario is going to look to play a little bit more possession. You know, try to build an attack, and then find something on the outside and cross it.
I believe we're going to have a Lady Warrior throw-in coming up on the far side, right in front of the Madison bench. Lady Warriors so far in tournament had 3 consecutive shutouts until today.
Free kick, Ontario.
Allowing that first goal of the match less than 4 minutes in off the header from Nevaeah Lewis.
Hattie Pittman taking the kick.
And they'll have a chance here with a set piece and Pittman on it. As Addi brings it in and poked up by Stevens. And Lewis backtracks here. Here comes Nevaeah. But an excellent slide tackle to knock it out by Young.
Off of Lewis.
Yugovich still trying to find her footing out here. So we're 21 minutes gone by. And Rudy Moore, who got shaken up a little bit earlier, back out there defending well from a right backer position.
It's good to see she's back in the game.
Now a chase on Bolakowski with Cyrus. And Callie elects just to put it out of bounds. Sasha off the cross a little bit late. AR right there, said it trickled out of bounds. And now Madison gets Jaden Neal back into the mix. I'm Brian Skowronski, Chris Laux of the Clear Fork Lady Colts, joining me today on the call. I want to say what's up to everybody out there watching live and free on both Facebook and YouTube. Feel free to drop us some comments throughout the course of the afternoon. Just might make our fan zone. We'll read them over the air when we have a chance. Again, a shot from distance. And starting to dial it in just a little bit more with each passing attempt.
That's right. That's right.
Of the 4 shots so far for Ontario, I believe Pittman has had 3 of them.
And also, I mean, again, they're having a hard time kind of penetrating deep, you know, outside of, you know, obviously corner kicks. So again, the same thing. I think they're looking when they have opportunities to take the deep shot, they're taking that shot. And like I said, that is such a hard shot to contain as a keeper too. So.
It's going to be the first foul assessed to the Lady Warriors in this opening half, as they've been a bit more of the aggressor with the ball possession over the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, it seems like really haven't had, you know, consistent back and forth. It's been more like one team goes on about 3 or 4 minutes of possession, and then the other team. So. But again, Ontario's going to probably, you know, if we track time of possession, Ontario's going to win that battle every time. That's because that's the way they play. You know, Madison's looking for that quick strike. They're looking for that quick transition, and again, that's the way they play, and that's what makes them very effective.
Yugovich
ball.
Finally with an opportunity to cook, and Elena trips up as Pfeiffer came out, and I think both sides wanting a whistle for something.
Is that Seif on that run?
It was.
Yeah.
Jaden Pfeiffer came out and, you know, laying a lot of contact. It will set up Ontario with their 4th corner kick opportunity.
And again, my keys of the game early was to try to, for Madison defensively, was try to avoid this. So good punch out.
And Kirshner tries to clear. Nevaeah tracking, and Kamagier wisely just kind of puts it back into the fold here. A lot of bodies getting forward offensively, heavy touch. And Cyrus lobs it.
Callie Cyrus, by the way, little early announcement. She won the scholarship from our district this year. So,
congratulations to Callie. Any idea what she's going to be doing with her future?
I don't know. Yes, I don't know. We're going to find all that out. You know, we announce it officially. I mean, well, it'll be part of the when I release the all district teams tomorrow. I wait till after the district final on that. And so it'll be in that announcement. But then when we have our senior all-star game, district all-star game on the 12th of November, that's when we'll present her with a $1,000 check. So congratulations to Callie.
All right. You want to break any news here and let us know maybe who the District Player of the Year was, Chris?
I don't know, Brian.
You don't want to let that slide? Can you at least say, is that lady playing in today's match?
She is.
Oh, she is indeed. Okay.
Yeah, there is. She is.
Kind of had a hunch there.
Yeah, I think I'll save that one, Brian.
That's fair. Well, we can wait a day.
Okay, yeah.
And looking forward to being involved with the All-Star match yet again. We've had some interesting ones over the last few years.
Yes, we have. Probably the most interesting was what? Was that 2 years ago in Ashland?
I will never, ever forget. I don't think any of the athletes that competed in that's probably going to be one of their top memories for Athletics for Life.
Oh, without a doubt. We couldn't even play the second half of the girl. We stopped at halftime of the girls' game because there's so much snow had accumulated. The boys' game, it wasn't. It was snowing during the boys' game, and they loved it. The boys they had a blast, and guys are doing snow angels after the game.
Yes.
And then we got into the girls' game, and
they made a vote, right? Like, we're cold, we're good.
That's right.
I don't blame them.
I know.
I was in the press box, and
That's
I had my coat on.
Oh, my gosh. That was a crazy day. So hopefully we won't have that kind of weather this year. You never know in November, though. Uh-oh, here we come.
Yeah, Hattie trying to make it cook here and calling for a handball.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can see it.
It did. I mean, it's one of those situations where, yeah, I mean, it's a difficult call. It's a difficult call. I think you're more not liberal's not the right word, but you're willing to make that call more if that happens in the box. I think in the field of play, if it really doesn't have any effect on the play and you're able to maintain possession and it didn't affect the play, a lot of times officials will just play on. Where it comes into play more and where I think the officials should be more conscious of it is when it happens in the box. So again, letting it play. She got fouled there, but if you notice the official, she wanted to see if she could just let play on, and as long as she was able to maintain possession, she's talking to Hattie Hattie about it right now. Officials want the game to keep moving. I mean that's really, and a lot of times that's the biggest thing. Sometimes fans don't understand. They see a foul like that, and everybody thinks, "Oh, why don't you blow the whistle?" Well, if you don't, if it doesn't stop the play of game, and in some cases you don't want to stop the play of game.
Sure.
And so again, officials want to keep the game moving, and then same thing. If you lose possession, a lot of times they'll bring it back, and let you then have the free kick. So.
Nice battle going on here on the near side. Goes out of bounds for a Warrior throwing. Quickly back to action. And now back. Swats it. Going to take a big hop. And out of bounds in front of the Lady Warrior bench as Powell tried to track it down just a step behind.
We were talking a little bit before the game too, Brian, about the officials. So it looks like we have all three officials are from out of the area, which is something that the OSSAA kind of implemented a couple years ago, really at the request of coaches. Because nothing against our area officials do a great job, but you see the same officials all year long, and so sometimes they just want kind of a neutral look when it comes to a district final and beyond. So I'm not sure where these officials are from, but like our officials that we see in the area, they're doing games elsewhere. I think Scott Tim is doing a game in Toledo today. I'm not sure if Andy Bear's doing a game somewhere else.
I'm sure he's working somewhere.
Yeah. So he works all the time. So, but yeah, I think it's good. And there's another sneak announcement for you. So Scott Tim was our district official of the year, so referee of the year. So.
Also, we can know referee of the year, but not player of the year?
Yeah.
Come on, Chris. Can't just pick and choose like that.
Yeah, I can.
Well, you're right. When you hold the keys of the kingdom, you
exactly.
can let who you want
exactly.
inside.
So you got the scholarship winner, and you got the referee of the year. So
the longer this match goes on, we'll probably just get a little bit more information.
Yeah, probably so.
Keep flowing out there.
There we go.
Sasha's back in as they will check out Ella Schaefer here for Ontario.
with Bolakowski and Yugovich, we've got quite the Eastern European team out there, I think, for Ontario, right?
Yes. Yeah, there's a few fun names definitely in this matchup. Bartlemay, number 5, the sophomore for Madison. Don't believe that she's got any action yet. Yeah, maybe that's about as fun as it gets for Madison. Right. So, yeah, the Bolakowski-Yugovich combo.
Yes. Like those names.
Yes. And I got to give some credit here to the midfield so far of Madison. We've seen Hattie here over the last 5 minutes. She's had a few nice carries and tried to set up some deliveries, but outside of that, she's been kind of kept under wraps.
Yeah, no, they've done a good job with her. I mean, we've Pittman's been in the mix, but it's just been one. So here we're going to have another corner, I believe. No, goal kick. Yeah, Pittman's kind of obviously made a statement with the corner kicks and a few shots, but haven't seen that combo yet. So, and again, a little bit of that is how Madison plays. So I think that ball a lot of times is just going right over Hattie's head, and she's not able to get in. So if anything, when they lose possession, she may have to work on kind of dropping a little bit quicker and seeing if she can regain possession and then start things back up for Ontario.
Looks like we've got kind of a lack of ball girls out here right now, with the weather having an impact. Perhaps fewer of them willing to volunteer today for a hot chocolate.
Well, each team is supposed to bring 3. So, but I know this side. A lot of times they don't work this side over here because this fence is so close, and you generally don't. The ball doesn't get away from you too much. So the tougher side is over there. Try to keep it from rolling down into the woods.
Yeah, something that Jesse Ryder comments about all the time. And perhaps one day they'll get it all figured out.
Right. Well, they ought to put up some fencing or something along there, you would think.
Well, ironically, I had a sponsor reach out to me mid-game last time Jesse commented on it, and he said that he's offered to put in a fence over here.
Okay, all right.
But I'm not going to name names. He said his daughter's a senior this year, and if they don't act fast, they're running out of time.
They're running out of time. There we go.
Madison trying to flip the field. They have not been in the attacking third much here over the last 15 minutes, Chris.
No, they have not.
But they don't really need to with number 30 up top. It honestly, it almost seems like they're a bit more effective just getting on the counterattack and letting their unbelievable senior just go win it.
Yep. No, absolutely, Brian. And again, it's interesting. That's a good shot. That is a strategy, and even at the highest level of soccer, you're going to see teams, there's teams that want to play very possessionally. All they want to do is possess the ball, over in the Premier League, Manchester City, that's their game. They call it ticky-tack soccer, and possess, and build up and build up and build up. Then you have other teams that want to absorb all that and then look for quick counters. And that's the way they play. They've got the personnel that they have. They don't have a team that can possess and build and attack. They have a team that, generally full of athletes or people that are fast. And so they want to absorb that, open up the field like we talked about, absorb that, win that ball, and then transition quickly. So and that's the way Madison plays. So
great breakdown. We kind of do have those two contrasting styles here.
We do.
Heavy touch that time goes down as a turnover here for Madison,
which is really interesting because, like I said, I've been around now. This is my 18th year of coaching girls soccer, so I've seen, both these teams. And Ontario was kind of played like Madison early on in my coaching career, and they played a lot of long balls. They played is it down in the woods? So they played that way a lot. And again, same thing. I've seen them change and develop because really to compete at the upper level, you have to be a good possessional team. And so I know Larry and I have talked about this in the past, and he's talked about how that was a point of emphasis, in their program was to develop into a team that was more possessionally oriented.
Yeah, it looked like Nevaeah was trying to lay it off for Kylie Washington making a run.
So, so again, that's the goal you want, but then sometimes you run into a team like Madison that's got that, very dynamic, fast attacker up top, and then you get in a situation where you're vulnerable to that. So,
8 shot for Madison, their 5th on frame, and 4 save now.
But that's the first shot for Madison in quite a while.
Yeah, I think it's been about 17 minutes since their last shot attempt. So we've been playing down here at this end of the field here for a while.
Yes, we have.
As they'll stop playing momentarily, a couple of Warrior subs trotting in.
And trust me, as a coach, there's nothing more frustrating than, and again, I'm sure Larry's going to talk about that at halftime with his girls, is to not get frustrated because they're doing all the right things down here in terms of their possessional play and trying to build up, and they're just not getting rewarded yet. So, but you got to stay after it. Oh, that's a great ball. Oh.
Cyrus able to cut it off just in time as Yugovich was making her charge about 15 yards out.
Here we go.
Back looking for Kirshner. Shaw's been cleaning up pretty much everything in her area tonight. As another shot from distance, Nevaeah catches up. She'll keep it in play. She's got the cross, and Kirshner can't get a touch.
Nobody else from Madison was coming. That's the other bad thing, though. Sometimes when you have that single player up top, you forget to join her and help her. You expect her to do it all up there. So in that case, Nevaeah, she kept that ball from going out of bounds, and she turned across it, and nobody was there. Nobody came with her.
Seen Lewis try to be a bit more of a facilitator today than I personally have in the last several matches that I've seen from her. As we're approaching 2 minutes to play here in this opening half, still 1-0 on our Chicago Title Agency scoreboard. And that coming a long time ago, less than 4 minutes into the contest.
Yeah, Hattie's playing a lot higher now, so I'm not sure if they told her to get up in the mix a little bit more. But
6 Ontario shot, 4th on net. And a chance for both these sides maybe to get 1 or 2 more solid buildups. Madison finding feet, gets it to Lewis here in the middle of the park. She'll make her turn. And we've seen so far that Chandler's kind of had that duty, trying to match up one-on-one.
Yeah, there was another gal that came in for a while. I think they're trading off between a couple different girls on marking her. I didn't catch the number last time she was in there.
Madison bringing a few extra girls up into the attack here. But it's Ontario winning it off the header as the clock running 50 seconds and counting.
I think Nevaeah has a pretty strong throw in too.
And she takes a tumble as it comes back to Cyrus. Now showing some patience, they'll skip it out wide. And Powell.
Yeah, there's that back pass.
With the setup. Not a lot of juice behind that shot though from Newsom.
But again, that's what I talked about, Brian, and that ball that comes back. So take it to the end line. Oh. Take it to the end line and pass that ball diagonally back, halfway between the 6 and the 18. And the girl that girl was making a run from the midfield, and that opportunity is open a lot.
Great look there from Natalie Back. We will hear from her at the half as the final seconds melt away here on half number 1. Madison in the driver's seat with 40 minutes here in the books. We will head to half number 2 with the Lady Rams on top, looking for their 6th district title since 2017.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Man, I wish I was out there. Let's unretire. Why not?
Randy Moss. Dan Marino? You alright? Hey, Grandpa! Grandpa? I still got it. 22. 22.
Nevaeah game, number 13.
Let's see. Hey. I need that senior discount. That's the case. Mr. Marino, you mind if I take a selfie? Thank you.
I'm good right here, bro.
Unretirement? Who'd be dumb enough to do that?
This afternoon's district championship match brought to you guys live and free thanks to our generous sponsors, including Chicago Title Agency. Did you know that you get to pick your title agency at closing? Make sure you make the right choice with Chicago Title. Dulce Amor, located on Lexington Avenue in the Mansfield area. Every Wednesday, I love this deal. You buy 3 drinks and you get a free concha bread. I've heard it is unbelievable. Have not tried it Wednesday. I'm going to be there. Hopefully I'll see you as well. Mechanics Bank, Richland County's only independent community bank. Charter NextGen, hiring for high-paying jobs in a cutting-edge environment. And Baker's Collision Repair, your collision repair experts in North Central Ohio, located on 5th Street. And also Frito Lay, driven and inspired by one purpose: food that matters for life's moments. And Sutton Bank, make sure that you get paid for checking the pays with Kasasa. We'll be right back with our Baker's Collision halftime.
Man, I wish I was out there. Let's unretire. Why not?
Guess who's back? Hey, Moss. Dan Marino? You all right? Hey, Grandpa. Grandpa? I still got it. 22. 22.
Nevaeah game, number 13.
Let's see. Hey. I need that senior discount. That's the case. Mr. Marino, you mind if I take a selfie? Thank you.
I'm good right here, bro.
On retirement, who'd be dumb enough to do that?
It's halftime here at the Lexington Soccer Complex, where 40 minutes are in the books, and it's 1-0 in favor of the Madison Lady Rams. I'm Brian Skowronski, Chris Laux joining me in the booth today. And pre-match today, don't normally get to talk to players, but the senior captain for the Madison Lady Rams, Natalie Beck, gave us some time. Let's hear from the senior. I've got the senior captain for the Lady Rams, Natalie Beck, hanging out with me now, and it's District Championship Saturday. You guys are back in it again. How does it feel to have a return back to this match?
It feels great, especially from last year when we didn't get to make it, and then all the previous years, like we had it like carried on our back. It feels really great to make it this year.
Let's talk about those previous years. A lot of success, of course, against Ontario. So do you feel like you've got a little bit of a mental edge heading into this one?
I think we do, especially like coming in from the win from the regular season. We just have to play like we usually do and just put it in the back of the net.
Seems like you've been with the program forever now. You know, state champion from a few years ago, and now you've grown into a senior captain. Tell me about in what ways you feel like you've kind of developed as a player and how this team's different from the last couple.
I feel like I definitely became more confident as a player, like from freshman year. Obviously, it was like all the seniors, and then I was just like a couple freshmen out on the field, and our roles were different back then than they are now. And now it's like we have to step up and be the leaders, as me and all the seniors on the team just like step into the shoes that we were left with when we were freshmen, and then all the previous years after that, just show them like who Madison really is.
So break it down for me. What wins this game for the Lady Rams today?
I think for us, definitely defense. Like, they obviously have two great players, Addi and Hattie. We just need to lock them down and then come together as a team and finish it in the back of the net. We have Nevaeah obviously up top, which would be a great key for us, and then get other players involved and just finish.
All right, best of luck. Go get it done. She's grown in a totally different role for her now than it was even just a couple of seasons ago, where she's in the captain's chair. People are looking up to her, and I think she's doing a good job of commanding the ship.
Yeah, no, I thought that was a real interesting comment there, too. Yeah, like you said, I mean, and that's, you know, when you have good senior leadership, Brian, it is huge. It is absolutely huge. And, you know, I mean, Nevaeah is one of those kids that, I mean, she was an impact player when she was a freshman. I mean, Natalie was not at the time. I mean, she was, you know, she was a role player, you know, if seeing much action at all on that particular team. But again, she got to see, you know, how a team like that operates, and particularly watching a player like Taylor Huff. I mean, Taylor Huff is probably by far the best player that's ever come out of this area, and it's amazing what she has continued to go on and do. So when you get, so when you get an opportunity to watch her, you know, you can learn a lot, you know, in terms of just leadership and the things that come about, you know, being a senior leader on a team. So if you've got great senior leadership, it goes a long, long way. So
great look at the statistics here from the opening half, and you see Madison 9 shots. Ontario was able to control a little bit more possession, though, down the stretch for sure, as they generated quite a few shots at the end there of that first half, but it was Madison that was able to capitalize on their very first shot attempt of the night.
I'm surprised actually that possessional number is as close as it was there, but
we'll see if Madison's able to control here in the early portion. They got off to a
good
great
ball there.
start in the first half, and Beck winds up from deep. she probably knew that we just played her interview.
That's
and
right.
She's like, I better put
That's
on
right.
a
Exactly.
show now.
Exactly. I got to come out and show something the second half. So, and she was involved in the first half action. Not not a lot. Maybe we expected more, but yeah. I mean, I think and you know what, senior captain like that, sometimes they got to kind of find their way in the game, and then generally they come up big later on. So.
We'll see if Yugovich is able to kind of turn up the heat here in this second half after being a bit slow out of the gates to get started. She just had a couple of touches in the first 20 minutes, then started to get utilized a little bit more over the second half of that first stanza.
Well, it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see where she plays. It seems like they pushed her a little bit higher towards the end of that first half, and I think same thing here. I think they're just trying to push her a little bit higher, get her into the offensive mix a little bit more. Have to look whose number.
Who are you looking at here, Chris?
Central midfielder, kind of a defensive center mid. Looks like red hairish, 16. So, Allison Howard.
What are you seeing from Miss Allison out there?
Well, again, same thing. I think she's, when they're pushing, Hattie higher, she's going to play a bigger role in terms of winning balls that are coming out of the Madison defense and play them back in. I mean, that's kind of what Hattie can do or does is, she wins those balls in the midfield and kind of starts the action, starts the transition, and now it looks like they're playing her a lot higher. In fact, I think they're probably going to a 4-3-3, and so Howard's going to play a much bigger role in terms of winning balls and feeding Hattie and Addi up top. So,
going to get our first whistle and foul here.
Now hit the referee. That's just a drop ball. Yeah.
Now Madison looking to clear, but Yugovich is there. Quick takeaway. She turns towards the middle of the park. Somehow gets a quick touch with the nutmeg and misfires just wide.
Is 21 Monica? Is that she related to Jordan from Madison?
Well, odds would be pretty good. I don't know that to be 100% for sure, though. But probably. I just figured you knew everybody in Richland County soccer, Chris.
No. A lot, but not everyone.
It does amaze me when Jesse Ryder's on the calls with me just how many little tidbits he has about so many players.
Right, yeah.
Another shot. This time it's going to be deflected, though. So Callie Cyrus making her presence felt there inside the box. As Lewis tries to backtrack. Warriors, though, winning possession, and they look hungry here to start this second half. Yugovich unloads from deep, and boy, they've really started to take dead aim here.
Yes.
But
well, they're pushing numbers forward. I mean, I think he realized that they've got to get some more numbers forward. That's the whole idea of pushing Yugovich up, and then so it looks like across the front line they got Pittman, Monica, and Yugovich. Yeah, like I said, they're like a 4-3-3 or maybe even a 3-5. I don't know.
Kind of like an amoeba.
Yeah.
Switching it up on the fly.
Exactly.
Here,
yeah.
Looked like Lewis tried to make her turn without the ball.
I think he prefers to play three in the back, and generally like a 3-5-2. But it's a little bit different today, obviously, because they're tracking Nevaeah up top.
Warriors keeping a steady presence here around the 18. Mismeasured, though, with that pass to the outside as Pittman can't accelerate to get out there. So it'll be a Lady Ram throw-in.
Yeah, it's a 4-3-3, with a diamond in the back. So they got is that Trammell deep? No, Trammell's 20. Trammell's on Lewis. Who's deep? Who's 22, Brian?
Kamagier.
Okay.
Yeah, she's kind of been their center backer the entire season now in her senior campaign. I'd say probably the vocal leader of the team, too.
What year is she?
This is her last one.
Okay.
So certainly she would love for this not to be her last contest.
That's right.
And you look at how things shape up beyond this district. Larry talked about it in the pre-match interview. I've talked to you about this and all the coaches in Richland County. You feel like if you can survive this gauntlet, getting through here, you got a pretty good shot of trying to get at least to a regional championship type of opportunity. Last year, a bit of an anomaly with Copley being far and away the best team in the state.
Well, and it also depends on how that draw plays out. And
Sure.
it does play out differently. So there's 3 teams out of the Northwest District. Our district is technically in the Northwest District when it comes to the OHSAA tournament. So there's 3 districts, 1, 2, and 3 out of the Northwest, and then there's 5 districts in the Northeast. So they pull one of those districts from the Northeast over into our region when it comes to regional play. And this year it's going to be Rocky River. So and like I said earlier, Rocky River is incredible. I think they're number one ranked in the state. They're ranked in the nation on Max Prep. I think as high as they might be top 10. So anyway, they're a very strong team. So they're the ones that'll come out of that Northeast. In fact, they've already won it. They'll come out of that Northeast district. So that's what happened to them last year. So Lexington, the draw was such that our district played that Northeast district, and that was Copley last year. So this year our draw plays another Northwest district. So it's going to be the winner of Lima Shawnee and Salina.
Here's Kirshner.
Yes. So again, you're right.
25 yards out.
They have a much better chance of getting to that regional final, and then they'll see Rocky River. So.
Yeah, we certainly saw that the Madison teams that were able to get to those state Final Fours, once they got to the regionals, I mean, some of those were some very lopsided games because they survived the district, they were battle-tested, and they got out there, and they kind of turned the screws on a couple of new opponents once they got that far in the tournament.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think. There was one year that Madison played Rocky River in a regional final, I think.
Sure did.
Okay, yeah. That was that one where Taylor hit that shot from.
She made ESPN. That's right.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So
the call of the night by Jesse Ryder. Just what a goal! What a goal! Yeah, that's pretty cool. The only time I think my voice has been heard
is
on,
that
on the Sports Center.
There you go. All right.
So it was pretty sweet. They kept the call on there though.
Yep. Oh, is that right?
What a turn here by Addi Pittman, and nobody collapsing directly to her. So now. She gets the pass off to Stevens, but Cyrus, she's been sharp tonight. And Callie, too, just kind of treading along.
Oh, that's Stevens. She scored the other night, right? On that follow-up against
Yeah,
Lex.
Layla got one of her few goals
of
the season. And you look at this Ontario roster, they do boast 4 players with a dozen or more goals with Yugovich, Pittman, Seif, and then Braylon, who I believe is out today. Braylon Llewellyn nursing perhaps a concussion.
Oh, really?
So kind of a loss for Ontario, one of their big 4. And no whistle ever came, as that was Bryn Kiley who went down kind of hard. And, wow, just kind of right place, right time.
Yes.
Sweeps it up, looking for Lewis, who takes a bump from Shaw, where he collects. Nevaeah somehow almost got another touch. Ooh. And Hendricks spills it out, but there's nobody there for the follow.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, she's got to be careful. I mean, the ref didn't call anything, but a little extracurricular here at the end from Nevaeah, and this is what can get her in trouble, and she just needs to keep her composure. So
yeah, Lewis definitely, she's got a feisty side to her.
Mm-hmm.
As a whistle comes in, it'll stop that play dead, and good thing for Warriors fans, as you saw Jaden Neal is in a opportune situation there to try to get one-on-one with the keeper. Be just the first foul against Madison here in the second half, as we're just beyond 10 minutes gone by.
Do we have the foul stats?
We do indeed. We've got 3 for Madison, and now make it 4. And for the Warriors, none yet in this second half, 2 in the first.
Okay. Pretty clean game, though. 300 viewers today.
Oh, hey, everybody.
There we go.
Love having you with us, and make sure, do fill up our comment section. I'll dive in there next time we get
Only if they're
like,
nice,
a stoppage.
Brian. I'm sure there's some ones out there that are ready to give me a hard time. So.
Yeah, let Chris know at least a couple of nice things, but if you got to beat him down, well, we'll take those too.
That's right.
Too many compliments. It's bad
right.
for you, Chris.
Oh, no, without a doubt. I don't expect any compliments. That's all right. I always tell people this is it's harder than you think doing this. So.
Yeah, they think it's just chit-chatting.
Exactly, yeah.
Which, I mean, sometimes.
What's that fine line between talking too much and not talking enough? So.
There you go. Tiptoeing on that tightrope every day.
Exactly, yeah.
This is my 10th play-by-play game this week, Chris.
Is it? Okay.
This is a record
this
for
week.
me.
Oh, my
this
goodness.
week. 3 different sports. Well, 4 if you include boys and girls soccer being different.
Yeah. There's been some crazy volleyball matches, hasn't there?
Yeah, there's definitely been some fun ones. I think Ontario-Lexington earlier in the week was fantastic.
Right.
And then we saw Norwalk-Lexington, the student sections going back and forth. The environment at Shelby the other night, second to none that I've seen so far this season for volleyball.
That's great.
I mean, they even adopted our camera girl up into the bleachers in the student sections a couple times. Those were some pretty cool shots.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, you know what? There's nothing like high school sports when you get that student body that's behind the teams and.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yep. There we go.
Yeah, certainly makes a huge difference anytime you get that electricity in the air, peers cheering on peers.
That's right. Oh, there you go. Wonderful.
Chris is looking at some photos from the Lady Truckers the other night. Taking a 4-set victory over Lexington.
So where are they at? Was that a district final or where?
District championship. We will be following Norwalk on their tournament journey. They're going to be playing actually right here, Chris, in the regionals.
Oh, okay.
So very convenient.
Is there any
for us.
local teams still in on the volleyball side?
The closest we have is Buckeye Central.
Okay.
They also will be competing in the regionals next week, and of course we'll be there.
Yes.
Live and free. That's how we do.
That's right.
And we hear a mom trying to really encourage
right.
some members of the Lady Warriors, and that's the awesome thing sometimes about being this close to the bleachers, is you can kind of pick up all the little intricate details of what it's like to be
Sometimes you're not sure if you want to pick up everything, but.
Well, I know how I am when I get my opportunities to be just a dad in the stands,
That's
and
right.
I can't seem to keep my mouth shut either.
All right, well, the game has definitely picked up some intensity.
Sure.
I think it's also gotten a little sloppier, though. So, and sometimes that happens. So, I think if they can settle down a little bit, kind of get that ball back on the ground, and find some feet here, I think it's going to be helpful. So.
We're going to see the freshman Natalie Smith get some minutes here. She's going to be up top right now for the Big O as Layla Stevens sits down, and it's going to be a throw-in here from Madison. And it's kind of tough for them that Lewis has like the strongest throw-in because she's so great winning the ball out of the air. You can't do both. Can't throw it to yourself.
Right.
Actually, is that – yeah, you can't do that, right?
No.
You can't throw it into yourself.
No, you can't. We got a corner.
Yeah, Madison able
I
to
think it's the first corner for Madison, isn't it? Had one in the first half? No. Yeah, one? Okay.
First corner period, though, the second half for either unit. And it's going to come in near post.
Nice play.
Yeah, Hendricks dives to make the stop. Just the second time Sarah Hendricks has had to get involved here in this second half. And we'll see what kind of minutes Smith can give Such a different looking team with a freshman out here, but here she comes trying to track it down. Cyrus, the senior. Knocks it out of bounds. Pittman looking quickly to get after it. Trying to hook up with Yugovich on the toss. And now Madison clears the midfield. First touch by Lewis.
I was going to say we haven't heard from her a lot lately. Second half much.
And she's just so gifted about just little minuscule touches time after time, and somehow gets it back, winds up in a big shot. Hendricks with her third save.
Nevaeah Lewis with the shot, saved by Sarah Hendricks.
Nice big punt here by Sarah. And back with the header. Leans it back into her defense. A lot of space in front now. There's Swigert, had it picked off.
Yep.
So we're approaching the midway point here of this second half. This vaunted Ontario offense that averages 5.3 goals per contest getting shut out. And that's not something they've experienced even once this season, Chris. And this might help. Yugovich recollects.
Even in the Medina game.
Yeah, they at least put up one.
They did? Okay, all right.
Yeah, that was an interesting stretch for them. They got sauced by Madison 5-2, and then their very next match, their bounce-back game on the road at state number 1, D1, Medina. And they kind of got waxed in that one too, 5-1. But they returned nicely. Since then, I forget, I put the statistics together. They've outscored their opponents something like 76-2.
Oof.
Right?
Yeah.
So the good times have been rolling, but
That's
for
right.
whatever reason, this match and this matchup.
Well, it's a district final. You know, obviously, you know, you're getting the best of the best in the area right now. And I said early in the game, I didn't think this was going to be a high-scoring affair. And I thought defense was going to kind of prevail. And whoever could get one in was going to have a good chance of coming out on top.
Here's Yugovich trying to switch field off the hookup from Pittman. It was an excellent ball there. And she's got Bulakovsky on the hop. Here's Sasha.
Corner.
Getting the first corner of the second half for Ontario.
Corner kick coming up for Ontario.
Again, it's on the good side, I think, for Addi. She can curl this thing in.
Looks like the Warriors going to send at least 8 up to be in the offensive mix. Madison has defended with all 11 on their corners so far today.
Yeah. Lewis has gotten back in the last couple of times, hasn't she?
And it's a good-looking ball, tracking center, headed down by back.
Yeah, yep. Good clearance.
Trammell tried to send it right back into the mix. And how about the deflection? As Jones gives chase. But it's going to stay in there on the far sideline. And Bulakovsky comes away with it. She had Natalie Smith in the middle.
Good block by Cyrus.
Another corner coming up for the Lady Warriors. Addi Pittman taking the kick.
Addi was able to play a pretty dangerous ball on the last try. And she'll do the same here.
Another good ball in there.
Yeah, no question. But defended solidly by the Lady Rams both times.
Look for the big reversal here. No, they didn't do it. I think she was waiting for somebody to make a run, and nobody. They were probably tired, a little tired. Nobody made that run on that weak side. There's that long ball.
Skips into the hands of Hendricks.
Natalie bad for the long shot.
Oh, bad touch. Let's see if Addi.
Oh, Natalie Smith way offside. So she kind of had to stop literally in her tracks, just went down on her rear end. And you got a couple of subs. Looks like Addi Pittman actually is going to get a quick rest. She doesn't come out much.
No. It's her first time out in the game, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you're right. And she'll be spelled out here by Schaefer. Deflected here. And back comes away with it. Giving a little bit of space. She'll get it to Kirshner in the middle of the park.
Yeah.
And this is the ball they're looking for. See if they can thread the needle. Wow, Lewis shooting through the gap, but Shaw able to recover.
Nice play.
And I think it was actually a mistouch by Nevaeah. Otherwise, could have been 2-0.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we got goal kick on the way here.
Now entering for the Rams, number 1, Kylie Washington.
So Jada Neal was open on that far side, but again, they were looking for Lewis up top. But again, sometimes you got to be careful about that as well, Brian. I mean, you can't just be so focused on her. She was double teamed. You had a girl wide open. Neal was open on the outside here, and so I think those opportunities are going to open up when you're concentrating so much on one player up top that you got to be able to kind of look for that alternative option that could be wide open because of that.
Here's Jada making a nice move. She's got Washington on the outside. Gets tangled up, though, drawing a lot of attention, so she'll play back for Swigert. Gets overlapped. And it's punched out by Nissy Powers. Quick throw-in. And I think that was supposed to be right back to Kirsten. But just a bit of a mistouch. So Ontario toss now. They'll do it again.
Now in for the Rams, number 24, Ellie.
And more substitutions here for Madison. We've seen a few more subs definitely in this second half than we did in the first, trying to keep some kids fresh.
Some fresh bodies out there.
As we are approaching the championship minutes.
That's right.
Just under 17 remaining.
And, and that's interesting. I think that's kind of again, coaches have different philosophies about that. I know at Clear Fork, I know Brittany sometimes she likes to, have girls go good 7, 8, sometimes 9 minutes just hard, and rotate through. And have several of those, and just get in there and play hard, and then get out and get a quick blow for a couple minutes, and back in and do it again. And but other coaches like to just keep a group in there, so you get some chemistry and some gel together. And girls that are if they can physically handle that and be able to make the runs they need to run, then again just leave them in the game. So
Yugovich has not had a sub tonight. Her sophomore buddy just checked back in. And Pittman playing in the middle of the field right now. They'll see if they can find her. Looking for Addi. And Schaefer, actually I think it might have hit her in the arm.
Who's 18?
That is Ella Schaefer.
Okay.
Deflected out of bounds. Warrior throw-in. They'll act fast. And looking for the cross from Bolakovsky.
She's done a nice job on that wing. Very fast. I think isn't she a track star as well?
Take your word for it, Chris.
Yeah, I think she. There's a group of them. I think she was one of them that qualified for the 4x1 or 4x2 last year in the state, and so she runs that wing real well. And she's had a couple nice crosses off that wing.
First foul against Ontario in this second half, and you hear some of the fans not loving it here in the Warrior cheering section. As Nevaeah went down, kind of holding her belly. Not sure exactly what happened. But it'll set up this. Free kick. Kirshner's going to be on the ball. And she just lays it on frame. Actually a little bit outside. It'll be the 5th shot here for Ontario. 3rd on net. For Madison, rather, excuse me. Nice tackle, takes it away from Stevens. And it looked like everyone was kind of slowing down for a second.
Good run from the back.
Now Washington off the cross. Hendricks makes the snare down low.
Kylie Washington with the shot. Sarah Hendricks with the stop for the Rams, for Ontario.
Sarah's really been sharp so far today. 10 saves and counting. Ontario has not been able to give Jaden Pfeiffer much to do here of late. As Schaefer lays it back. And now Pittman looking to go to work. The nutmeg.
No.
Turns the corner. Here's Pittman off the cross.
Oh!
What a setup for Schaefer.
I thought that was Hattie. No?
Actually, that is. That was Addi to Hattie there.
That's right.
The sophomore combo. And this has been the problem for Ontario. I've called this game every year since they've been doing it here. They create a lot of opportunities, Chris. They're just unable to finish.
Yep. I can feel their pain, unfortunately, Brian. We've been down that road, too. We create a lot.
I got a hug for you, buddy. Here you go.
We've created a lot of opportunities with the Lady Colts and have struggled finishing as well. So soccer can be cruel that way.
Yeah, I remember you guys had a great rivalry. It was you versus Ontario before it became Madison versus Ontario. You had those 3 straight years where you got them, then they got you the next 2 back in 14, 15, 16.
Yep.
Since then, it's kind of been the Rams.
Yes, it has. Well, I tell you what, I mean, and again, we talked about this. A player like Taylor Huff just makes an impact on a program. And I think Madison even plays completely different than they used to. When I first started coaching back in 06, same thing. We were in the OCC. I mean, we had our way with Madison. It was really, I mean, and they didn't play anything like they play now. And when Taylor came, it changed the whole culture.
For sure.
And and all the little girls in the Madison School District wanted to grow up and be Taylor Huff. So.
And can you blame them? Look at what she's doing right now. I think Florida State is still undefeated. Am I right?
Yeah, I think they are. Yeah, they have a couple ties, I believe, a couple draws.
Yeah, they're like 12 or 13, 0-1.
Yeah.
And they've got an off day. I tried to get Taylor on a call today.
Oh, did you?
Here.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I reached out to a couple of members of the Lady Rams State Championship team, but, they're all grown. They're 21. They got things to do on Saturdays.
That's right.
So kind of tough to wrangle them.
Especially now down in Tallahassee, Florida. I'm sure it's
sure.
Oh, goodness.
But if there's anybody that's able to handle that environment, as Pittman lays one from about 40 yards out, it's certainly Taylor.
Yes. Oh, she is so focused about what she wants to do and the things that she wants to accomplish, and it's like I said, it's just wonderful that somebody like that from our area is being as successful as she's been. So, sure love to see her, makes an impact at the national team level as well.
That's her goal.
Yep.
And I know certainly she could go play pro after this year if she wanted to, but I think old Papa Huff said, "You get that degree, young lady."
Okay, all right.
So
well, that's good.
She's
you know what?
And
I bet she probably thinks the same thing.
No doubt.
So
Timeout on the field for an injured player.
got somebody down, tangled up with Nevaeah.
I think that's Tramel over on the far side of the field.
Oh.
And I got an ask for you guys out there in the fan zone that are watching. If you can get us a score for the Salina versus Shawnee game, we're kind of curious what lurks beyond the realm of the district round for the winner of this afternoon's match. So if you can drop us some score bombs, we would sure appreciate it. Twitter's usually a good place for that.
Yeah. Sometimes, yes. Or X, right? Isn't it X now?
I don't know what to call it anymore.
Well, at halftime, I saw the Rocky River coaches here, Patrick Hopkins, and I talked to him a little bit at halftime. So I know he's obviously here scouting because this might be who he sees in the regional finals, the winner of this game.
Here comes Maji with a little carry. Haven't seen her north of midfield much this afternoon. But a lot of pressure there from Lewis. Forces her out of play.
Yeah, I just found out the other day, Brian, and I guess it makes sense. So Trammell is Deja Swihart's cousin.
Deja, one of the Clear Fork greats,
yes,
of course.
Yes.
Oh, excellent cross. Here's Hattie. Oh. But another save by Jaden, keeping a clean sheet.
I don't think she got as clean as a shot as she was hoping for on that.
10th save now for Jaden Pfeiffer, who was our MVP in the semifinals, and definitely on track to do that again here in the championship as we are less than 9 minutes remaining. Ontario starting to run out of life. And what disappointment they would feel.
You're going to see a lot more of that here in the last 10 minutes. Let's clear that ball, see if Nevaeah can get underneath it and get another one.
Elena Seif now in for Ontario.
We're going to see Elena Seif getting back in here. The left wing position. Schaefer going to get a quick blow. In Ontario, at what point do you start selling out?
Well, I mean, pretty soon here. I mean, they've been kind of, I mean, their formation change has been a little bit of not selling out, but definitely applying more offensive pressure. And so I guess you maybe got to do more of it. Again, what you got to worry about, though, is getting caught in that transition. And that's exactly the way Madison plays. So you sell out too much, you're going to open it up even more for Nevaeah up top. So
Jones brings it back middle, gets deflected, now off of Lewis. And the Warriors eventually do clear. If Pittman were able to get to that ball, might have been able to create a 3-on-3 situation. Instead, it's the Rams tracking.
Ooh.
And Kirster goes airborne over the top of Sarah.
I'd like to see. Was that ball? No? Yeah. Okay, yeah. I like this lineup up top for Ontario right now. We got Bolakowski and Seif on out in the wings, and Yugovich and Pittman up top.
Unable to win possession, though, here as Natalie Back. Plenty of green in front. She uncorks one from downtown.
Yep.
7th shot in the second half for the Lady Rams. First one off target, actually. They have been pepper in the frame. This is a Madison team. Didn't score a ton during their regular season. Played a tough schedule, of course. Had to go against some OCC opponents. So it's always, you're playing in the MOAC too. I mean, you're going to have 2-3 games where you're going to put up double figures.
Yeah.
So it kind of
skews you know what?
your numbers.
Yeah, and that's even a difficult one. Our philosophy down at Clear Fork is we stop at 10. So when we get to 10, we just pass the ball around, and we're not looking to score. I think we went over 10 one time. We scored 11. So, and I'm not saying if you score more, that's fine, but it just, we do. That's just the way we feel about what we're not looking to embarrass our opponent. So.
Looks like it's going to be a throw-in for Ontario deep down in the corner here. With the clock rolling, under 6 minutes to go now. So for the Warriors, maybe a few more opportunities on net to try to find a great equalizer.
And, it's interesting, Brian, because there's not a controversy, that's not the right word, but there's a lot of discussion right now. So this year in the tournament, they talked about a mercy rule. And this year in the tournament, they instituted a mercy rule just in the tournament. So once there's an 8-goal differential in the second half, the game's over. And because and the discussion was then, do we do that in the regular season? And some coaches were for it because, again, same thing, those games aren't, in my opinion, those games aren't any fun either. I mean, when you're just crushing an opponent and all you're doing is passing the ball around. So So some coaches like that and just get these games over. Other coaches, though, say, I mean, if you have a schedule where you have 3 or 4 of those types of games, I mean, you're missing a lot of action that you could play younger kids and those sorts of things. So I guess it's all a matter of how you feel about that. But and they're going to talk about it again in the off season here in terms of whether they take that mercy rule and extend it to the regular season or not. But I think they'll definitely keep it in the tournament, for a while. So
it's definitely a great debate and a solid setup that time. Madison had the triangle set up. 3 of their seniors making a nice run. And
is that 4? No, 9.
More importantly for them,
4.
Running a whole lot of clock there on that previous possession. As the Warriors struggling just to get the ball back right now. Madison playing a bit of keep away. Kylie through the middle. A little bit of pressure off the hip. And now Kamagier booms it deep. But it's won by Cyrus. Now back, drifts one to the outside. Trying to find Jones.
Yeah.
And she sets it up for Kirshner. And that just might do it. Kendall Kirshner makes it 2-zip with just 3:46 to play.
That's a bit of a dagger right there, Brian. I mean, I know for sure this Ontario group is going to put that ball at that center line and get after it, but that's a deflating one right there.
Just settled right at the feet of the senior and the former state champion with a big emphatic goal to the near post.
So what was the buildup in that? I was looking over here on something else. Was there a throw-in or something, or
we had Jones dribble through a defender who actually lost her footing.
Okay.
And off the cross, Kendall, right place,
gotcha,
right time in the dime.
Free kick for the Rams.
Nobody sees this but you.
Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, I'm looking at the replay now.
So a huge goal by the Lady Rams, and Ontario got to go into desperation mode now. As Bolakovsky tries to flip it to the middle, and here comes Pfeiffer. Comes out to clean it up.
Covering up the ball for Madison.
And just chewing up more clock. Want to invite everybody to
Brian, you talked about now you got to put the pedal to the metal for sure. So.
Oh, no question.
Yeah.
Just want to let people know after today's match, we'll have the Baker's Collision postgame show. We'll follow the presentation of the medals, the trophies, and then we'll try to catch up with as many champions as we can, and certainly looking like it's going to be the team in the white uniforms trying to put a cherry on top for Lewis. Another solid setup. Clock winding now, under 2 minutes to go. Warriors going to try to put together a couple more runs.
A little bit of a kind of a Lexington scenario from last year. Shawnee 1-0 over Salina at halftime is one score we got.
So big shout out to our fan zone coming through with that score update.
Yep. So I think Lexington was the 4 seed last year, correct? Made their run?
Yeah, I think that sounds right.
Yep. Madison's a 4 seed this year.
That I can confirm.
Yeah.
So it looks like it could be
Lexington's run was a little different. They elected to go away from Ontario last year, and so they had to go through the gauntlet of all 3 of us. So
Madison on their tournament trail so far, taking care of Norwalk 3-0. Clear Fork 2-1 in the semifinal. And now looking to close out a 2-0 win over the Lady Warriors. Just 30 seconds away from putting themselves back into the regionals for the sixth time.
Yep. And right now, looks like they might be playing Lima Shawnee.
So the Madison Lady Rams reign supreme yet again in this matchup as they take all 6 of the 7 showdowns against Ontario in this district final since 2017. They will be moving on to the regionals. Well, we're going to take a quick commercial timeout. That way we can get back quickly for the trophy presentation along with the medals, and I'll be down on the field to catch up with an MVP and as many Madison Rams as we can. Stay with us.
Man, I wish I was out there. Let's unretire. Why not? Randy Moss.
Dan Marino? You all right? Hey, Grandpa! Grandpa?
I still got it.
22. 22.
Nevaeah game, number 13.
Let's see.
Hey. I need that senior discount.
That's the case. Mr. Marino, you mind if I take a selfie? Thank you.
I'm good right here, bro.
Unretirement? Who'd be dumb enough to do that?
It's back! Down our street, our prices are really sweet. You'll save big all October. Don't delay, just hurry.
To Spitzer Jeep Ram Mansfield, where every vehicle on our lot is Panda priced up to $5K off MSRP, even on new Ram 1500s during Ram Power Days. Scan the QR code now and sink your teeth into these sweet deals today.
Don't be scared, come and save.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
You just enjoyed live and free district championship soccer thanks to our generous sponsors, including Charter Next Gen, hiring for high-paying jobs in a cutting-edge environment. Mechanics Bank, Richland County's only independent community bank. Baker's Collision Repair, the area's top repair unit located on 5th Street right here in Mansfield. Dulce Amor, our MVP sponsor today. Head over there every Wednesday, buy 3 drinks and get a free concha bread. Chicago Title Agency. If you are purchasing a property, did you know that you get to choose your title writer? Well, make sure you make the right choice with Chicago Title Agency. Also, Frito Lay, driven and inspired by one purpose, food that matters for life's moments. And Spitzer Motors of Mansfield, located on West 4th Street in Ontario. And you are always protected by the Spitzer Shield when you purchase a vehicle from that awesome crew down there. We're now going to take you live to the trophy and medal presentation, something that Madison has become accustomed to.
Yeah.
This is going to be their third time for the seniors that they've been able to enjoy this experience. And Chris, you've got to do these in the past. I mean, it's just such a special time where all the hard work that you put in, I mean, if you have really high expectations, maybe you're going to say, hey, we want to go to a state Final Four. But typically it's going to be, win your conference, win a district championship. Those are the two top that you feel like you really can attain.
Oh, without a doubt. No, going into a season every year. And the thing about it is you have to, and I think it's important to stop there too, because sometimes, you're talking about winning state championships every year. I think sometimes you lose sight of what you need to do to get there.
Sure.
You got to take it step by step. So yeah, no, most definitely. Yeah, it's obviously a very joyous time on the Madison side right now. It's heartbreaking on the other side, but again, if you get to a district final, that's also quite the accomplishment. So
I got to imagine for Coach Atkinson and his group that they felt like they had a really great chance again to move on to the regional. So it's going to be disappointing for them, but like you mentioned, in this particular district, one of the best in the entire state, you certainly can't overlook the fact that you've been to 15 of these in a row, and it's a meat grinder.
Yeah, it is. It is a meat grinder, and the thing about it is, again, same thing. You've built your program to such he plays tough competition all year long to try to prepare him for these days, and and he gets here. He's gotten here, so now it's just a matter of getting over the hump for them. So.
And so now each player is going to get their each individual award. And with that, I might just try to get my headset and then put it on the PA announcer here, Chris, so that we can hear each player called.
Grace 10. An award. Sydney McManus. Braylon Llewellyn. Rowan McManus. Kaylee Hale. Kaylee Chandler. Nissy Powers. Dejina Young. Addi Pittman. Hattie Yugovich. Jordan Yeager. Natalie Smith. Megan Goldbach. Allison Howard. Elena Seif. Ella Schaefer. Sasha Bulikowski. Jakaya Trammell. Layla Stevens. Kamajier Shaw. And Natalie Spencer. Now would head coach Larry Atkinson and the Ontario seniors and captains please come forward to receive your trophy. Congratulations on an outstanding season. And now we will recognize the 2023 OHSAA Division II District Championship team, the Madison High School Lady Rams. Presenting the awards this afternoon is Athletic Director Doug Rickert. Ladies, when your name is called, please come forward to receive your individual medallion. Jaden Pfeiffer. Kylie Washington. Jada Neal. Kaya Swigert. Peyton Bartlome. Chloe Davis. Ashley Nicholas. Callie Cyrus. Avery O'Brien. Natalie Back. Kirsten Swigert. Bren Kiley. Kendall Kirshner, Lily DeLong, Allie Schrader, Anaya Monica, Elise Huggins, Ellie Powell, Kiersa Jones, Ava Newsom, Rudy Moore, and Nevaeah Lewis. Now would head coach Jordan Monica and the Rams seniors and captains please come forward to receive your trophy.
And I think very fittingly, Chris, the sun's starting to shine now just as the Lady Rams receive their hardware for the third time in 4 seasons. Pretty cool.
It is.
And look at the senior class, the last holdovers from that state championship year. And so they know what it took to be able to be one of those big-time contenders, and here they are yet again. And they've had a pretty solid tournament run so far here, Chris.
Without a doubt. No, and you know what? They know who they are. They know their identity, all right? Coming into this game, they were just going to defend like crazy and take advantage of the opportunities that they had, and that's what they did. And that's what good teams do. You know, you just don't be something that you're not. And I think sometimes you run into that situation where maybe you try to do too much or you try to do something different than you've done all year. And Madison understands who they are as a team and what it takes for them to win. And they executed that today. So.
Yeah, it really did feel like definitely in that second half they started picking up a little bit of momentum. Ontario came out of the gates hot. Looked like they felt like, hey, we need to get a goal early to try to start finding ourselves. Madison did not allow that to happen.
Nope.
And we'll bring up the final stats here in just a little bit, but it certainly felt like offensively that it was the Lady Rams that were getting into a little bit better groove. They were putting their shots on target. They were forcing Sarah Hendricks to have to make some big-time saves, and she just got put in an unfortunate position there at the end for that dagger goal by Kirshner to put it away, where one-on-one with the keeper, and that's almost an impossible situation. So
yeah, point blank like that, and you know, she's in the right spot at the right time. And again, got to take advantage. You don't get as many opportunities the deeper you go into tournaments. So when you get those opportunities, you got to cash in. So
we look at the tournament trail for the Lady Rams. They've outscored their opponents so far 7-1. A couple of shutouts, only allowing your Clear Fork Colts to get one on the board. Down the stretch, a little bit of a stumble for them. You know, they had a couple of ties, some really good quality programs, of course, that they played. Lost in there, too. Starting to find their groove once they get into the playoffs. And some programs are just like that, Chris, where they seem to know how to hit the switch at the right moments.
Absolutely. And again, that you're right. And all 4 teams in our district, the top 4 seeds, you know, they play good competition. They play games during the regular season that prepares them for this moment right here. So, I mean, Madison's schedule is equally tough. A lot of D1 programs on there, and again, the OCC is a good conference, good challenging conference. And so, yeah, I mean, you get yourself, you know, tournament tested during the regular season, and then, like I said, just be who you are and take advantage of the positives or the skill set that you have, and figure out a way to win.
So as these young ladies get their photo taken for the history books, we will do one final commercial break, and we will be back with our Dulce Amor MVPs, and then we will wrap up things here from Lexington.
All the way up, nothing can stop me up. All the way up.
It's back. Down our street, our prices are really sweet. You'll save big all October. Don't delay, just hurry.
To Spitzer Jeep Ram Mansfield, where every vehicle on our lot is panda priced up to $5K off MSRP. even on new Ram 1500s during Ram Power Days. Scan the QR code now and sink your teeth into these sweet deals today.
Don't be scared, come and say it.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
I am back now with one of our co-MVPs, brought to you by Dulce Amor, Kendall Kirshner, who kind of put the cherry on top. Let's begin with that second goal, the setup, and just how it felt to deliver that and kind of know that you were going to be moving on.
It definitely felt very emotional. I was standing there and I realized that that was the moment we were going to move on, and my eyes filled with tears, and I was really excited for our team and to be able to move forward as a senior.
You've got a lot of hardware now, of course. 3 times you've advanced to the regionals, but as a senior, knowing that you're one of the leaders, does this feel just a tad bit more special?
Yeah, being a senior and being a part of this team with every single one of my friends is just a different experience. Being a part of this team is beyond the most great thing I've ever done, and it's very special to be moving forward in this way with my team.
Every time you've been into this district championship round, of course, you have competed with Ontario. So tell me about just this rivalry and how you feel like you guys have kind of had the upper hand here.
Well, I was definitely initiated into the rivalry as a freshman. We came in and the seniors that year were very hot and heavy against Ontario. So I've grown up with the rivalry. My family, everyone has the rivalry. So I know that we both were on each other's minds, and I'm just glad we came out on top.
Let's talk a little bit about your freshman year. Of course, state champions. That was a pretty fantastic run, and you were one of the freshmen that actually got in the mix. You were involved heavily that season. What do you think you took from that senior class that you've kind of applied to your own style to grow into a leader and become one of the big weapons out here now?
Definitely work ethic. You have to work for everything when it comes to soccer. You can't let anyone get ahead of you. You can't get in your head. You have to be always mentally and physically prepared to play the game of soccer.
Did this team this season feel like you were regional bound type of roster at the beginning of things, or have you kind of grown into that?
At the beginning of things, everyone doubted us. I mean, we were seeded 4. We really didn't know that we were going to be here, and no one else did. Everyone doubted us, but here we are, and we're proving people wrong every day.
All right, Kendall Kirshner, one of our co-MVPs. Who do you want to give a shout out to today?
My dad. My dad, he will always and forever be my biggest supporter and my best friend.
Getting me teared up here too. Kendall, hey, congratulations on an awesome performance. Go celebrate. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. And it looks like Callie's actually still talking to TV, so I'll toss it up to Chris for a moment if he wants to break down the post-game stats. And then when he's done, we'll get Callie down here and we'll hear from the other senior. Take it away, Mr. Laux.
Look at these stats. Bringing them up here. So, all right. So we're finished now. So the Lady Warriors finished with 18 shots, 12 of those on goal. They had the edge in possession, but again, same thing. We kind of expected that coming into the game, just the style of play between the two teams. We kind of felt like Ontario was going to probably to have the edge on possession, and that proved to be the same. So they had corners. They only had. I was going to say that's not right. I think they had more corners than that, probably. Ontario. That's second half. I think they had 10 total. Yeah, so 10 total corners for the game. Probably 5 fouls, and then I'm not sure if that save figure is correct too or not, but we'll take a look here. So on Madison's side, 13 shots, 10 on goal. So obviously not as many shots as Ontario, but we're able to convert on 2 of those. Did not was on the short end as far as possession, but again, same thing. We talked about that during the broadcast, how that really didn't surprise us with their style of play. I think they like to play a little bit more of a long ball and send that over top for Nevaeah. So they had 6 corners, and then Piper had 10 saves in goal. So all right, I think we're going to send it back down to Brian.
I've now got the second half of our MVPs today, brought to you by Dulce Amor. Callie Cyrus pitching a shutout today from that back line. And for you, I know that you've moved positions this season. So talk to me first about that adjustment and in your senior season, why you felt like that was something that was best for the team.
It was definitely different for sure, having to go from outside mid, someone that runs up and down the field the entire game, to just kind of back and forth in the back and sweeps up everyone's mistakes. It was difficult, but with the loss of, we lost Mila Davis last year, and we needed someone that was fast in the back and that was willing to do anything to get the ball out of the back. So they felt that they should put me back there instead.
This is an Ontario team averaging 5.3 goals per match and hadn't been shut out all season long. How were you guys able to slow them down?
I mean, me and Jaden Piper, I feel like we make a pretty good duo back there. We work really hard, and all the other defenders too. It was a group effort today. It was, yeah.
This is your third time getting a district championship medal. You hear that, and how does that feel, knowing that you're a senior and you've accomplished that 3 out of 4 seasons?
It's really important. It's really exciting, and we really wanted to get back from last year. I mean, we didn't make it as far as we wanted to last year, and this year we just knew, like, we didn't want to end our season early. It's different when you're a senior and you watch Lexington and Clear Fork lose, the seniors walking off the field crying. We just knew that we didn't want that to be us.
You guys are the number 4 seed out here. You had some pretty nice results in the regular season. A little chip on your shoulder, perhaps, coming in here?
I mean, I feel like we work best knowing, like, under the dogs, you know what I'm saying? We work best like that, when no one expects us to do good. We just like to prove them wrong.
All right, so you're moving forward now to the regionals. Very awesome time, of course. You've been there before. You've had a lot of success there before. Why is this team prepared for this moment this year?
We earn it. Nothing's handed to us. Nothing's given to us. Like I said, we're the underdogs. We earn it. We work really hard, and we're never going to give up. We're a team that's going to win, and we're going to try to win no matter what.
Well, you did here today, 2-0. Congratulations. Look into that camera. Give as many shout-outs as you want now.
Okay, Jen Pie for the goalie, my dog, my defensive line, Rudy and Kirsten, Natalie, Nevaeah, Kendall, all of them, my family, they're all right there right now. Yes, my coaches, Jordan, Kelly, and Aaron, for always believing in me. Zach Huff, miss you. God, yeah, that's good.
That's a good one to end on, I think. All right. Callie Cyrus, one of our co-MVPs presented by Dulce Amor. Hey, congratulations. Good luck at regionals.
It's back! Our prices are really sweet. They're so big all October. Don't delay, just hurry.
To Spitzer Jeep Ram Mansfield, where every vehicle on our lot is Panda priced up to $5K off MSRP, even on new Ram 1500s during Ram Power Days. Scan the QR code now and sink your teeth into these sweet deals today.
Don't be scared, come and say
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
To Spitzer Jeep Ram Mansfield, where every vehicle on our lot is Panda priced up to $5K off MSRP, even on new Ram 1500s during Ram Power Days. Scan the QR code now and sink your teeth into these sweet deals today.
Don't be scared, come and say
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
Here at the Lexington Soccer Complex, we are all done now for the district tournament as the Madison Lady Rams claim the top prize yet again. I'm Brian Skowronski with Chris Laux here to wrap things up. And, you know, I think it's really cool to see this senior class now for Madison growing from the time they were freshmen and they had all those great leaders, that big senior group that they had. Sorry, I don't know what just happened. People bumping into our cameras. But just to see them blossom into the leaders now on the team, Chris, where back then, of course, when you were a freshman, you're just trying to get in, play a couple of good minutes and not mess it up, to where now, you know, they're really looked at as, hey, we need you guys.
That's right. No, definitely. I mean, you heard in both those interviews. I mean, and again, I think we talked about that during the broadcast, and in that, you know, they learned from those seniors at the time when they were freshmen in terms of what it took. You know, and both interviews, both Callie and Kendall talked about how you had to earn your stripes there at Madison.
Sure.
I mean, nothing's given to you, and they like being the underdog. But I tell you what, it doesn't surprise me that senior class, when they were freshmen, taught them how to work, because that group knew how to. I mean, like I said, we talked about Taylor Huff, but all of them on that class, they knew how to work. They knew what it take. I remember reading articles about. I think Taylor's freshman year, we played them in the opener. We always played them in the opener. Clear Fork plays them in the opener, and like the next day, she's out running, 220s or 200s and 100s, after the game the next day, just to get herself in shape. So, I mean, they talked about work ethic and just, nothing's given to you. You got to get out there and earn your stripes. So,
well, they certainly proved it here. 2023 Division II district champions again. What do you think about the potential of this team as they move on to the regional round? And we saw Shawnee and Salina, they're locked up in a 1-1 draw in overtime right now.
Yeah, no, I think they got a really good chance for that game without a doubt. As everybody knows, I'm on the Clear Fork staff. We scrimmaged Shawnee in the preseason. Beat them in the scrimmage. I think Ontario kind of handled them pretty well in their scrimmage as well. Now again, it's 16 games, 17 games later. Teams are different, from the start of the year, so you can't always go on that. But again, I think they have a really good shot coming out of that one. Again, then you can't look ahead. I'm not saying look ahead, but it's the one after that that's going to be a real challenge if they happen to run up against Rocky River. So.
Well, Ram Nation, come together. If you want OH Report to be up there, make sure that you hit me up, Brian at OH.report. If we get the sponsor support, we will certainly cover the Lady Rams for as far as they can take it in tournament play. But that's going to wrap up our coverage here from the Lexington Soccer Complex. One last time, final score, Madison Lady Rams, the 4 seed, 2 Ontario, the top seed, 0, as Madison moves on to regionals. Do want to thank all of our generous sponsors that are being named right there on our graphic. Could not do it without them. And do want to point out as well that we've got a volleyball match that's tipping off very, very soon, or might even be underway at this point. Travis Berardi down in Mount Vernon, checking out the Lady Freddies of Fredericktown, taking on Marion Pleasant for the right to continue their season into regionals. For my great staff here, Joy Hollenbeck on camera, Adam Thompson, our producer-director, and Chris Laux, my color commentator, I'm Brian Skowronski, signing out for now, and we'll be on a live stream near you real soon. So long, guys.